Hey guys, this is Avantis, and in today's video, first of all, I want to say a big thank you on all the likes and comments and everything on my last D&D journal tour. You guys just seem to really like it, so I decided to make another one just for you. But before we peek inside, let's roll the intro. So, the last D&D journal, if you haven't seen it, I will link it somewhere, magically. So in that one I used an already existing binder that I had. For this one, I just used an old book or a book cover as a binder, and then I printed these out. I drew and wrote this thing in like Photoshop, and I tried to match the colors. I think it came out pretty okay. I did the same thing, I hope you can see, for the spine of the book, and I also just glued like these like corner things that I found at the craft store or whatever you call it. Yeah, and as you can see, it reads War of the Spider King, which is an obvious reference for the War of the Spider Queen by R.A. Salvatore, except, my Drow bard character, he, writes books, and I also put in his backstory that some of his books got banned in Menzoberranzan, and like now he's not really he's the black sheep of the family, sort of. But before we jump in, you will see the binding of this book is a little different, and I stuffed the back with a couple of like just spare notes where I just wrote the campaign notes and like notes of all the other characters. Let's see if everything is in frame. All right. So before we really jump in, I just found this like texture thing on like Google search, and I just printed out a couple of this to like line the inside of the book. This thing is the pocket that the book already had because it used to belong to a library. And these are one of my favorite things in this journal, but I printed or like drew my character a couple of times, and I just printed this out and laminated it. These are cards to give out to other players when I inspire them, so they don't forget about it. And on the back you can see like pickup lines from Ginny D's pickup line video. I don't remember the title, but I can link it somewhere. And I remember the first time we were playing like this introductory couple of sessions, and I gave it to a GM, and he was like laughing and everything, and it was just such a cool moment in the game because they didn't expect me to put so much work into this. And again, before we jump in, you can see that I tied the sheets with this cord that I've actually woven using Morgan Dunner's finger loop braid video tutorial that I wanted to try. If you want to use the same method, you can totally just use shoelaces instead, but I just wanted to try it. And in the back I just glued it before I added this lining, and so it's nice and seamless. And as you can see, I left it a little loose because yeah, and this is my boy Abraxos. He is from the Mizrim noble family. And yeah, so I kept this loose so that when I open this book that it lays flat, because if it wasn't this loose it wouldn't. And yeah, this is our first well, actual page, just basic stuff of my boy. He's level 3. I haven't played. The thing is with Abraxos is that I haven't played him that much, but the idea for him I had like years ago. As I said, we played a little like introductory couple of sessions, because at the time I didn't really know what D&D was, or I haven't played in that system. And ever since his backstory and personality and everything just grew, I added a couple of things here and there. Also, I was reading a lot of D&D/Drow related books. And yeah, also I'm very happy with this page with all the boxes and these things. By the way, if you would like to make a similar character journal, if you have like a Drow character or just like a noble character who would fit with this theme. So I made a modular D&D character sheet that you can download at my Gumroad store in the description. It's really cheap, like $3 or something. You can just print it out and write your own characters stuff in it, and then cut it out and glue it in the book or D&D journal that you are making. So it's a little hard to turn, but yeah, by the way, just a note, I think it might be easier to just buy a binder or like these binder loop things instead of like this method. I just wanted to try something new and different. And also some of the character journal is in Hungarian. Shout out to my Hungarian followers and commenters. It's really nice to see other people too. Yeah, inventory, just a couple of things. And by the way, some of these illustrations are also in the modular character journal things. Yeah, and also these spidery things. Yeah, features and traits. It's basic Drow stuff. He's a criminal, of course, for writing books that are not in line with the system, because Abraxos would prefer patriarchy and not matriarchy. He's a rebel, I guess. Yeah, the bardic inspiration thing, I didn't know it was this long. Also, I really want to play this character to a higher level and see what comes out of that, because if you were really keen, I think if I remember, his dexterity is higher than his charisma, and I just imagined him like this sort of roguish, but also like poetrical, musical type of character. And yeah, so this is the first section. I divided these with this black thicker paper. So I just cut an A4 size paper like this. Also, by the way, a little downside of binding your book like this and not using what's that called? Like these plastic things that you can put paper in, is that it took me quite a while to edit this whole thing, measure it to size and then print it, and as you can see, it didn't always come out the same size as I did. And yeah, it took me a bit of headache and thing to manage to print it like this. So use the plastic sleeve things, it's much more easier. Or if you want a challenge, use the same thing as I did here. Yeah, I wanted to make a little something special for like his spell book. I guess he doesn't really have a spell book in game, but whatever. Yeah, this is a spell list that I was too lazy to write all of his stuff in. I guess if we reach higher levels, it will be like more important, because right now I can just memorize a couple of spells he has. Now here are just the spell cards. The ones I was using in the other video just didn't fit on this page size, because it's not even A5, it's like a bit smaller, I guess B something. But if you download my oh my gosh, I'm promoting my stuff a lot, but if you download my modular character sheet, it comes with custom spell cards and not just these handwritten things I did here. Also, I wanted to, like right here, I just with the tape, I just taped a little triangular piece of paper here to like hold these cards. Yeah, these are just handwritten. I added a little of color right here. This is not like that exciting, and also some of these are just are blocked out by the little triangles, but anyway, yeah, heat metal, one day I will know that spell. That's one of my favorite spells. A couple of spare spell cards, and also, as I remember correctly, one sec. Yeah, these are the like sort of misprints. I just printed out a couple of like these blank pages, and I was like, I sure will use this for something. Yeah, another one. Also, I'm planning in the future to put something in here to these dividers, because like spells, I don't know if the camera even picks up on that, are just written in there in pencil. Now this here is Abraxas's backstory. By the way, this is just I cut a plastic sleeve in here, the size, and I just punched holes in it. Yes, this is Abraxas's autobiography, aka backstory. Again, kind of same with Heart. I just wrote his like the main characters in his backstory like this. I sometimes forgot to what's that, format things. Also, did I just miss it somewhere? Oh no, I remember this guy, the consort of Abraxas's mother. I named him Arduis in honor of my favorite cosplayer slash LARPers who run Kellar Arduis on Instagram, and that Drow LARP. So I really like their costumes and just Instagram posts in general. I'm a big fan of those guys. Yeah, he's like mentor slash music teacher, and the books he had written. Also, he's kind of a poet as well. yes, and some basic stuff where I write about, you know, Abraxos not really being a fan of the matriarchy because he wants to be on top of like his house, or like he wants to be a leader. Also, I thought it would be harder to roleplay a character like him because I'm not really a leader type of person in real life, but I'm managing, I think. Yeah, and a couple of more things in here, and then the next so the thing is, I have my regular notes that I make during the game, but I also wanted to put a couple of pages here where it looks like Abraxos's in-game notes of his adventures, because he wants to write a book about this whole thing, and it's like, it says author's manuscript, and I don't know what I wrote here in Elvish using the D&D Elvish script, and also these pages are just these cream colored things because he doesn't have like normal paper. He just has like this paper he made of mushroom skin, and also like his doodles and things, because he's not really an artist, but he likes to doodle. And yeah, that's his sister. And I love that part in the game where instead of helping the others, Abraxos went for the treasure, and that's how we escaped on boats. And this is left blank for... We haven't had a lot of sessions yet, and this here is left blank for... I don't know what you call it when you write down like your belongings and who they should be given to after you die. It's very sad, but he's, you know, in the party is like in the middle of the Underdark, and so it's not very... So it's full of dangers, that's what I want to say. Yeah, this is like more of a artsy corner of the D&D, of this journal. That's him trying on his sister's clothes. And next here is a couple of mushrooms, or illustrations of mushrooms, which you can also find. This is like part of a little zine I put together. The title is Abraxos's Guide to Underdark Fungi, and basically I just took the fungi from the 3.5, the D&D 3.5 Underdark guidebook, or whatever it's called, or the setting guidebook. I don't know what the title is. And from the Out of the Abyss, like I found these like notes or like campaign excerpt or whatever, and I put together a fungi guide, and these are just a couple of more illustrations of him. I did this for an Inktober in a while back, and I tried drawing him with right hand, left hand, and with my eyes closed. It was a really funny little exercise. More mushrooms, same zine. Check out my... what's that? Check out my Gumroad store if that is something to your liking. It's one of my best-selling zines so far. So, oh yeah, and these are the... these are my actual campaign notes. I did doodle there a little bit, and a lot of spare paper because I wanted to, you know, stuff in as much as I can. this other paper is for like all of the like characters or the PCs and what we got to know of them, and this is like for what happened during the game. So yeah, and like paper. So yeah, this was whoa, little loose. This was Abraxos's D&D journal. I think it came out really really aesthetic, if I say so myself. Of course, there are some pages that are left blank, and I guess there will be more illustrations to come once we continue this game and just I play him more and everything. So I hope this was just as inspiring as my previous D&D journal. If you want to put one together, or if you already had, then show me in the comments down below, because I as well want to see what you guys came up with. And so I hope you liked it. Check out my Gumroad store and all the things I have there. I have also a D&D comic about one of our party's adventures, and like a couple of like fantasy and demons and whatever type of scenes, critical role fanzines and fun comics even. And but also, if you just want to check out my gallery, you can find me at Aventis on Twitter, Instagram, I don't know where else am I on, Facebook, although it's mostly Hungarian, DeviantArt, or wherever. So all in all, thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. And before I see you in the next video, you can also comment what you want to see, because I have a lot of sketchbooks and artsy things. But if you just want, I don't know, want me to talk about D&D while I draw some stuff for the visual part of the video, then just say that. I'm open to all sort of suggestions. So now, I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.